Welcome to Parenting Decoded, a podcast for practical approaches to parenting. I'm Mary Eschen. Today we're tackling one of the biggest mealtime challenges for parents, getting kids to sit and eat at the dinner table. Does your dinner table feel like a bounce house? Kids getting up and down at will, more interested in playing than eating? You're either yelling at them to come back or you're running after them with food. Or maybe you've resorted to screens to keep them seated. But now they eat so slowly, you end up hand feeding them. If you try removing the electronics, meltdowns ensue. Why do we put up with this? Usually it's about nutrition. We're worried about their health, their weight, getting them to eat vegetables or protein. We feel food is so important that we'll tolerate almost any behavior. It's exhausting. There is a solution, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. To change this dynamic at meals, we need to set really clear boundaries so that everyone knows what to expect. First, decide a target for how long meals should take. Let's say 20 minutes. When my boys were little, that was about all I could expect from them. But feel free to choose a longer or shorter time frame that works for you. Just have in your mind a time frame that's reasonable so that your expectations are set. Then implement these 4 essential rules. Number 1, we eat at the table. Not on the couch in front of the TV, not in our rooms, not while running around the house. Number 2, no electronics, toys, or books. You can all make it 20 minutes without private distractions. Yes, that means no phones for parents either. If you need distraction, make it a group activity. Family games like Yahtzee or a conversation jar with question like, what's your favorite pizza topping? Or describe your favorite vacation idea. The key word here is a distraction that is together. Rule number 3, kids feed themselves. Once your child is about 2, they shouldn't have anyone approaching them with a fork full of food. If you're running after them with a fork, you have to stop. Number 4, getting up from the table means you're done. This is the most important rule. Wait, Mary, how can you possibly suggest that? My kid will starve. Well, it seems harsh, but let me give you some ideas of how to make the idea of getting up from the table means you're done work. Step 1, tell your kids the new rule in a loving, simple way. Something like, we serve dinner to children who stay at the table. That's it. No lectures. Step 2, serve them their dinner, and as soon as your child gets up, lovingly take their plate away and say, oh, I guess you're all done. No problem. Have fun playing. They might be done, and that's okay, but some of you know they're not done. Step 3, if they run back wanting their food, you're going to calmly and lovingly, with empathy, say, oh, this is so sad. You know our new rule? The one that says if you get up, you're done? It means your food goes away. So sorry. We'll have a really nice breakfast in the morning. Expect begging and crying and full meltdowns when you first implement this rule. Don't give in. This is a natural consequence to their poor decision to get up from the table. It will be effective. You just have to trust the process. If that feels too hard with young ones, here's a compromise. Keep something healthy that they can have 24/7. Something they kind of like, but it isn't very attractive. Carrots work perfectly, or in your house it could be celery or jicama, something pretty boring. When they say they're hungry, you're going to say, this is so sad. Dinner is done, but you're welcome to have carrots. Step 4. For kids who just run off playing, do not remind, lecture, or yell after them. Let them decide what and how much to eat. If your pediatrician isn't worried about their weight, you shouldn't be either. Many pediatricians say to worried parents that you should look at a child's nutritional intake over a week, not a day. Their bodies know what they need. As kids get older, I recommend that you let them put food on their own plates so that they own their own food intake as well. The first few days might be rough for one or more of your kids, but you have to keep it up. If you cave, they'll know you don't have a real plan. Your child won't starve. They really won't. If they miss a meal, their little bodies will make up for it over the following days. I have a special situation. I was working with one family who had a 4-year-old who wouldn't stay at the table. So their food was taken off the table, just as I explained. But they would wake up hungry in the middle of the night. With a new baby and a 6-year-old sibling, the parents couldn't let him have a tantrum and wake everyone up. For them, the solution came in 2 parts. They did feed him in the middle of the night, but the next day, when things were calm, they implemented a loving consequence for the lost sleep they caused the parents. The son caused the parents. The child cleaned up and did some extra toy cleanup one afternoon and vacuumed the living room on a different occasion. Why? The idea is that the parent lost sleep and doesn't have energy for those jobs, so the child needs to help. This is called an energy drain, and I do explain it in more detail in podcast 51. One important tip, though, is make sure that snacks end at least 90 minutes before meals so that kids are actually hungry when it comes to dinner time. Moving forward, these loving boundaries will transform your mealtime experience from battles to enjoyable dining. Stay consistent, trust the process, and remember, your children need limits. When they don't have them, they think the sky's the limit. That's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and I look forward to continuing to decode the world of parenting in the future. Have a blessed rest of your day.